Hello and welcome to this edition of Nation Building. I'm your host, Winston Pinnock. On this program, we examine the political, social, and moral issues in the leadership of the Bahamas. And on our program today, we have a very special program for you. Believe it or not, today Nation Building turns 1. Yes, Nation Building has been on the air for 1 year. And in celebration of our first anniversary, we thought it fit to bring you a compilation of Nation Building shows over the past year. Today is very significant in the life of Nation Building, and you, the viewers, have made it work. We are in a position today to present to you this program because you have stayed tuned, you've watched, you've given your views, you've shared with us your concerns and criticisms as well. On Nation Building, we have tried our best to provide unbiased, fair, and balanced information to you, the viewing audience. We've also tried our best to provide our sponsors with a program that they would continue to want to sponsor, and of course that is because you, the viewers, continue to support our program. These are very special times in the Bahamas. Of course, we have just had a new administration in office that was elected recently, and we also want to take the opportunity to say congratulations to the new Prime Minister and his administration, Dr. Hubert Minnis and his team, and wish them well. We are an unbiased program. We believe that it doesn't matter if the Progressive Liberal Party or the Free National Movement is in office. We want the country to do well. We hold the feet to the fire of both political parties or anyone that's involved in politics. And of course, we also focus on spiritual leadership in the country. We've talked to a number of pastors over the last year. We've also talked to people in the business community. And it is certainly our hope that we are providing you with the kind of information and education that you, the viewing public, want to be able to help build our country. After all, this is nation building, and that is what we're all about. I want to personally thank all of you, our viewing audience, for continuing to watch our program, because obviously our sponsors will not continue to support us if the viewership isn't high. So I want to thank you, and again to thank you for your feedback. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Alive, which is our banner sponsor, Jamaica Bahama Imports, Western Air, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Pelican Bay, and Kenneth Food Store, and all of our sponsors, great and small, that make this program happen. We count it a privilege to be able to present this information to you. Also want to thank the camera crew, the editors, back office people like Nikki and others who make those phone calls and help to arrange our guests to come in studios to do this. A lot of work goes into what we do, and we are certainly grateful to Almighty God for providing us with the opportunity to present the information to you. And so again, on behalf of all of us at Nation Building, we want to thank you for continuing to watch our program, and of course encourage you to continue to do so as we do it over the next year and beyond. We also want to say to you, our viewers, that we are poised to grow and to expand and to do greater things. We're looking at talking to world leaders soon. We've had the privilege of doing that on a smaller scale, but we're going to expand that and continue to bring you more information. Today, though, you will have the opportunity to look back and to see highlights of what we've done over the last year, and continue to talk to us, to send us your emails, to go to our YouTube link, and to give us feedback about the program. Criticisms are welcome, and we want to continue to hear from you. I want to encourage you to stay tuned to the future edition. Next week's edition will be exciting also, but today, again, as I said before, we are taking a look back, and we find it fitting on our first anniversary to do so. God bless you.
It's a new day. This is our new day. And in the blue glow of the morning, there's still time to reach back into our dreams, to become dreamers in the daylight, and live our lives and hopes with open eyes. Yes, this is the day to do the things that will fill our lives with joy and with love. Dreamers in the daylight, anything is possible. This is our new day. We are alive.
Who said you can't get great quality products at an affordable price? If you want the best quality food products at the most affordable prices, you must pick up the Jamaica Bahama brand of fine quality products at your favorite food store. Products like Jamaica Bahama Coconut Water, the most healthy and refreshing drink on the market. Jamaica Bahama Fruit Punch, the only fruit punch in the Bahamas made from real fruit. Jamaica Bahama Coconut Milk, green pigeon peas with coconut milk, condensed milk, kidney beans with coconut milk, corned beef, green pigeon peas, mackerel, and corn. Jamaica Bahama's fine line of products is available at all your favorite food stores and convenience stores nationwide. Telephone 351-8282 in Freeport and 341-4091 in Nassau. I don't wanna wait.
You bring passion, and we bring world-class infrastructure and innovation that's designed to help your business grow. You have determination. We've got your back with a super-fast LTE network, giving you access to whatever you need, when you need it. You offer superior service, we put you in control. With a dedicated care team to look after your business 24/7. Together, we have the advantage. Alive. Let's do this.
Hello, I'm Wendell Jones, and every time I sit down and I watch JCN television, I drink the Jamaica Bahama fruit juice. It's so pleasing to the palate.
I've been cooking Bahamian dishes for generations. I now use Jamaica Bahamas product. The rice is very fluffy, very tasty, and good eating. Jamaica Bahama product is simply the best.
As an insurance agent, my life is go, go, go. But whenever I need a refreshing break, it's Jamaica Bahamas Island Mixed Fruit Drink. Good.
Hi, I'm Debbie Bartlett from GEMS 105.9 FM. The effect that Island Junkanoo Juice Medley has on me is exhilarating.
Alive knows what you do today will determine the success of your tomorrow. So we've invested in world-class infrastructure and innovation so every business in the Bahamas can grow. Like our online business account that lets you manage all your business mobiles simply and efficiently through one portal. From adding users and numbers to drilling down where you can view details of individual data, calls, and texts to providing an immediate overview of usage month on month, we put you in control. Our people are here to help your business grow. Our relationship managers take the time to understand your business. And with our care team and our Alive stores, we are there to support your business needs. So let's work together, Bahamas. Let's grow together. Let us be part of your team. Let's do this.
Hello.
Did you get it?
Yes, baby. I got it.
Don't come home without it.
These arms of mine, they are yearning for wanting you.
Where is it?
Strongback is distributed by Jamaica Bahamas Import and is available at your favorite food or convenience store nationwide. For more information, call 341-4091 in Nassau and 351-8282 in Freeport.
From his own accounts, Bruce Golding has been enjoying his retirement. His role at the UWI is nowhere as taxing as the days when he served as MP, Senator, Minister of Government, party leader, and of course, Prime Minister. But despite the circumstances around his departure, many would welcome a return by Golding to representational politics. His supporters argue that while a mind is a terrible thing to waste, it's perhaps sinful to waste a political mind like Golding's by keeping it and him out of the political process. So what are Golding's impressions of the current state of the Jamaican economy? And on current track, where does he see things over the next 5 to 10 years? For Nation Building, I am George Davis.
Mr. Golding, as you eloquently talked about that subject matter, I want to use the opportunity to talk about and to use a point of reference. Your predecessor, in a famous interview, said that one of the challenges, as you tried to address that issue of getting progress, is having a nation of people being supportive and selling a vision to that people. And what he saw was a challenge of being caught up in the politics of it all, not being able to properly lay out a vision and have support for that vision because of the opposition politics that happens. My question to you is, in the context of Jamaica, and it's no different than in the Bahamas, I believe, in this regard. In the context of Jamaica, how did you manage, or what did you do when faced with that kind of a challenge in trying to provide vision for people, engage them to capture that vision and to be able to be supportive in the context and battling the context of having the opposition forces? How did you balance that?
Well, before I address that specifically, let me make a comment on what you have put forward. I spoke earlier about when you asked me to define what was leadership all about, and I mentioned that it involved mobilizing the country behind a shared set of goals and objectives. Our politics has been the greatest enemy of that pursuit. Our politics is so divisive, in some respects tribalistic, that policies are greeted and accepted, not because of what the policies say, but where the policies emanate from. And we have not as a country, and I suspect this applies to the Bahamas and other places in the Caribbean, we have not as a region and as individual countries within that region achieved the level of maturity where we are able to elevate these goals that are so compellingly good for our country, that everybody could embrace them and everybody could unite around them. And political parties could not only agree, but would recognize that it would be to their peril to seek to divide the people on these issues. Now, we speak of leadership, but we can't talk about leadership in a vacuum. There's a flip side to leadership, and that is followership. Mm-hmm. And I think that the followership has been kind of getting off on this issue. The people themselves have a responsibility to help to define and shape and help to give birth to the kind of leadership that the country wants. The answer, the explanation, the response cannot be for them to simply opt out of the process and say, well, they're not going to vote and they're not going to take part in politics. They have to get involved and they have to help to define what leadership has to be about.
We are speaking with Mr. Bruce Golding on nation building. We take this break. We'll come right back.
It's a new day. This is our new day. And in the blue glow of the morning, there's still time to reach back into our dreams, to become dreamers in the daylight, and live our lives and hopes with open eyes. Yes, this is the day Do the things that will fill our lives with joy and with love. Dreamers in the daylight. Anything is possible. This is our new day. We are alive.
Who said you can't get great quality products at an affordable price? If you want the best quality food products at the most affordable prices, you must pick up the Jamaica Bahama brand of fine quality products at your favorite food store. Products like Jamaica Bahama Coconut Water, the most healthy and refreshing drink on the market. Jamaica Bahama Fruit Punch, the only fruit punch in the Bahamas made from real fruit. Jamaica Bahama Coconut Milk, green pigeon peas with coconut milk, condensed milk, kidney beans with coconut milk, corned beef, green pigeon peas, mackerel, and corn. Jamaica Bahama's fine line of products is available at all your favorite food stores and convenience stores nationwide. Telephone 351-8282 in Freeport and 341-4091 in Nassau.
I don't wanna win. No, no, I don't wanna win.
You bring passion, and we bring world-class infrastructure and innovation that's designed to help your business grow. You have determination. We've got your back with a super-fast LTE network, giving you access to whatever you need, when you need it. You offer superior service, we put you in control. With a dedicated care team to look after your business 24/7. Together, we have the advantage. Alive. Let's do this.
Hello, I'm Wendell Jones, and every time I sit down and I watch JCN television, I drink the Jamaica Bahama fruit juice. It's so pleasing to the palate.
I've been cooking Bahamian dishes for generations. I now use Jamaica Bahamas product. The rice is very fluffy, very tasty, and good eating. Jamaica Bahama product is simply the best.
As an insurance agent, my life is go, go, go. But whenever I need a refreshing break, it's Jamaica Bahamas Island Mixed Fruit Drink. Good.
Hi, I'm Debbie Bartlett from GEMS 105.9 FM. The effect that Island Junkanoo Juice medley has on me is exhilarating.
Alive knows what you do today will determine the success of your tomorrow. So we've invested in world-class infrastructure and innovation so every business in the Bahamas can grow. Like our online business account that lets you manage all your business mobiles simply and efficiently through one portal. From adding users and numbers to drilling down where you can view details of individual data, calls, and texts to providing an immediate overview of usage month on month, we put you in control. Our people are here to help your business grow. Our relationship managers take the time to understand your business. And with our care team and our Alive stores, we are there to support your business needs. So let's work together, Bahamas. Let's grow together. Let us be part of your team. Let's do this.
Hello.
Did you get it?
Yes, baby. I got it.
Don't come home without it.
These arms of mine, they are yearning for wanting you.
Where is it?
Strongback is distributed by Jamaica Bahamas Import and is available at your favorite food or convenience store nationwide. For more information, call 341-4091 in Nassau and 351-8282 in Freeport.
Building. I'm your host, Winston Pinnock, and today I'm talking to former Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Shivago Lang. Before we went to the break, Mr. Lang, you were addressing why the Free National Movement.
And you know, let me finish the thought by pointing out that I adored Lyndon Pindling. Adored him. I admired him. I had occasion to meet him on a couple times as a young man, and today he still remains for me a figure I admire. You know, people are strange, and we sometimes define people by some segment of their life as opposed to the totality of their person. And Sir Lyndon was for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas a hero. There's no question in my mind. Yeah. And so at the time the issues were rising, there were lots of things going on in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas that I did not like. Me and my colleagues, we were challenged. We thought the country was not headed in the right direction. And so as I examined the issues that they were dealing with and the issues the country was dealing with, and then I had occasion to be introduced to Sir Cecil Wadsworth Field and to interact with him and others, it soon became clear to me that if the country was going to go in a different direction, then this was the party to take us in that direction. And my mother was, again, a central player in helping to introduce me to that side of the political spectrum. And so I came aboard in terms of my own sentiments. I wasn't in the front line at all. But later on, some of the candidates in the Free National Movement in Freeport asked me if I could help them to encourage young people to register to vote. They didn't ask me to encourage young people to vote for the FNM, but that the registration was slow among young people. And so I started
slower than it is now in 2017?
I can't say whether it was slower or not, but I know they were concerned. And so I started a group called Youth Who Care.
And this was in what year?
This would have been in 1989, 1990. Mm-hmm. And so we did a number of activities to try and generate some interest in registering to vote, and it was quite successful. But again, that showed me that they were interested, and they were involving me as a young person. And you know, I say to any organization, whether it's political, religious, or otherwise, you want to get young people involved with what you're doing, involve them. That's where it starts. And so that became another means for me to do so. And later on in life, as I met the FNM's successor to Sir Cecil, he was a compelling and endearing figure.
Before you talk about that successor, just for a moment, we want to look back at your speech. I remember it probably was, in my mind, certainly I was a police officer then, the first time I knew of you and your activism, for lack of a better term, your political activism. And there was another young man in Grand Bahama who was at Freeport Bible at the time, Evan Burrows, who gave a speech to the Progressive Liberal Party's, I don't know if it was a convention or conclave, whatever it was. But it was interesting that out of those periods, there came the thought from many that I heard that here is a young man that is likely to be a potential leader in the future. You gave a very passionate speech. I didn't witness the speech myself at the time, but I know the talk was going around and many people took interest. And so it was clear that you had a part to play in helping in leadership in the country at some point.
But you know what is true is prior to that speech, I was not politically active at all. Most of my participation was in the church circles. I was speaking up and down the country and in the region to young people and in the context of the church. And so I came to the attention of political leaders by virtue of my following amongst young people in my youth ministry. And I never asked, inquired, expressed.
Were you a minister in the church?
I was a youth director, and I was a lay preacher.
Oh, interesting.
And I never asked, I never inquired, I never requested or suggested that I was interested in politics to anyone in any political party. Never did. And what happened was I made the speech, and it was really in earnest a speech that essentially said to young people that if you were interested in what was going to progress and advance your cause, you had to divorce yourself from your parents' desire for your political choice, and you had to choose for yourself. I think that was, for the Progressive Liberal Party, that was challenging because lots of young people followed their parents' political persuasion. And even, and the FNM sort of reversed of that later on when it took office, because a lot of FNM children voted for the Progressive Liberal Party. And that's what that is as it
exposure,
should be. And that is as it should be. People should be free to vote, young and old. They should be free to vote. So I made the speech. When I was done with it, I never thought about it in terms of what it could mean for any political aspirations I may or may not have had, and it was the end of it for me. I was approached later on about whether I'd be interested in running or not.
So in 1990, there was a by-election in Freeport after the death of Cecil, the leader you met. And if you can, tell us what happened during that period between 90, after there was a by-election. I remember very vividly the by-election. That's the longest political campaign I think we've had in the Bahamas, because we went from a 90 by-election run and campaigned all the way into 92. The general elections of 92. So during that period of 90 to 92, what role did you play?
None, not politically. In 1990, 1991, I was essentially working in Calvary Temple as a youth pastor,
full-time
business administrator, and focused pretty much on that. Though when asked, I would express my view. I would write from time to time letters to the editor to express my view on some issues in the country. I was asked by the government to participate in youth leadership forums to consider some issues. Among the issues considered was the National Youth Service. So I was one of the contributors to that debate, and quite frankly was a leading voice in protestation to the thought at the time.
I was going to say to you, Mr. Lang, in looking at a 1992 interview with a young Shivago Lang, wish we had it to play here, but you seem to be at that time, very idealistic young man. You clearly articulated your views on things like National Youth Service, and my memory is that that interview was done when the FNM won the election, and you were, yourself, Darren Cash, and others were challenging the new administration. One wouldn't get the impression that you liked or you were a part of it in any way, but you very much challenging them to say, look, if you don't do these things, you'll be out of office in the next.
But there was a point where you just made the determination that, and Fred Mitchell, who was a supporter of these kinds of non-political groupings, used to often remind us that, listen, you need to get involved in politics. You have to engage at that level. And, you know, a lot of us resisted. But there came a point where you made a determination that to affect change on the level that it is necessary, that you
have to sit at the table.
It is helpful to be involved in government because the scope of your impact can be that much greater.
Specifically, if you can recall, I know you were at then COB. People like yourself, like Shivago Lang, Michael Pintard, and if I'm not mistaken, there was some, I wouldn't say rivalry, but you guys ran for the same office to be college. What was it?
No, actually, you know, I succeeded Shivago Lang. He was president, and I succeeded him. He's president of the College of the Bahamas Union of Students, and I succeeded him. Interestingly enough, when we came to COB, Michael Pintard was involved in COBUS at the time, and he was encouraging all the rest of us to get involved.
So Michael was the forerunner of the trio?
He was very much a forerunner, and in fact, you know, talk about leadership by example. Michael was doing his one-man demonstrations on Parliament, in front of Parliament, while we were students at COB. So again, there was that sense that this is the model for activism of engagement, where you put it on the line and you're prepared to be arrested. So so we bought into a lot of that as well. And of course, COBUS was an opportunity for you to contribute within the then college setting, and at the same time sort of be a model for some of the younger student leaders.
On that note, is it not, I'm suggesting, is it not a tragedy that young men and women like yourselves, the Pinta, the Lang, yourselves and others, it seemed that was a unique generation at that time, special grouping of young people. And I focus primarily on the guys because that's the ones that I know. If there's any women that were involved in the movement, you can free to highlight that. But none of you that were seen as very, very bright, and still today, the average person would say that you are still bright prospects for the country. But none of you have had the privilege of, well, Lang has been a government minister. You're a senator, we're a senator, Michael also, have had the opportunity to be at a higher level of leadership. And I say that in this context. Sir Lyndon, at a very early age, had the opportunity to lead the Progressive Liberal Party. Young, bright men. There were many older men and women in that movement at the time, during the late 50s and early 60s, that were obviously forerunners, and they were the ones that went out and started the PLP and so on. And so, but the younger group were allowed to ascend to leadership. It seemed as if since that generation passed, we haven't had a generational shift in any of the political organizations, certainly not at the top. Speak to that.
Yeah. A key part of it comes down to leadership itself, and in many respects it means the person who is the leader. You go back to I think the 87 elections when Sir Lyndon Pinling was really fighting to maintain his hold on the party. That was a good period within the PLP because Sir Lyndon brought in a lot of young people just around the time that all of his contemporaries were saying, we need to go. He said, fine, you go, I'm staying. But fortunately, he brought in a lot of young people and the face of the party changed to some degree. To his credit, within the FNM, I mean, Hubert Ingram was, par excellence when it comes to someone who had the strength, the courage of his convictions, the comfort within himself to really surround himself with a lot of contrarians. And you talk about myself and Zhivago and Michael Pintard, but he also brought in the Tommy Turnquest and Carl Bettles and Dion Folks and so on, who were at that time in '92 young Turks, started out as parliamentary secretaries. But the key is you had a leader who was prepared to say, I'm going to spend some political capital and bring in some of these contrarians to learn the ropes and in a lot of ways make a difference because you can see their passions. That has to be ongoing, and the vitality for a political organization is it cannot be a monolith of opinions, that within a political organization that has to change with time, otherwise it runs the risk of someone being able to say you're the same or you are the cause of all of our problems. If the organization doesn't change with time, and that means change the people, change the leadership, you will have what you have today, which is a broad swath of Bahamians saying the FNM is no different from the PLP. Why? It's because the way in which an organization is evolving permits them to say that.
And many people would say, what you really allude to is a lack of a system that forces change, because the culture of our politics in the Bahamas is one that facilitates whoever is in power to remain in power, and that is leader of both government and opposition. You're watching Nation Building. I'm your host, Winston Pinnock, and we'll be right back after these messages.
It's a new day. This is our new day. And in the blue glow of the morning, there's still time to reach back into our dreams. To become dreamers in the daylight. And live our lives and hopes with open eyes. Yes, this is the day to do the things that will fill our lives with joy and with love. Dreamers in the daylight. Anything is possible. This is our new day. We are alive.
Who said you can't get great quality products at an affordable price? If you want the best quality food products at the most affordable prices, you must pick up the Jamaica Bahama brand of fine quality products at your favorite food store. Products like Jamaica Bahama Coconut Water, the most healthy and refreshing drink on the market. Jamaica Bahama Fruit Punch, the only fruit punch in the Bahamas made from real fruit. Jamaica Bahama Coconut Milk, green pigeon peas with coconut milk, condensed milk, kidney beans with coconut milk, corned beef, green pigeon peas, mackerel, and corn. Jamaica Bahama's fine line of products is available at all your favorite food stores and convenience stores nationwide. Telephone 351-8282 in Freeport and 341-4091 in Nassau.
I don't wanna wait.
You bring passion, and we bring world-class infrastructure and innovation that's designed to help your business grow. You have determination. We've got your back with a super-fast LTE network, giving you access to whatever you need, when you need it. You offer superior service, we put you in control. With a dedicated care team to look after your business 24/7. Together, we have the advantage. Alive. Let's do this.
Hello, I'm Wendell Jones, and every time I sit down and I watch JCN television, I drink the Jamaica Bahama fruit juice. It's so pleasing to the palate.
I've been cooking Bahamian dishes for generations. I now use Jamaica Bahamas product. The rice is very fluffy, very tasty, and good eating. Jamaica Bahama product is simply the best.
As an insurance agent, my life is go, go, go. But whenever I need a refreshing break, it's Jamaica Bahamas Island Mixed Fruit Drink. Good.
Hi, I'm Debbie Bartlett from GEMS 105.9 FM. The effect that Island Junkanoo Juice medley has on me is exhilarating.
Alive knows what you do today will determine the success of your tomorrow. So we've invested in world-class infrastructure and innovation so every business in the Bahamas can grow. Like our online business account that lets you manage all your business mobiles simply and efficiently through one portal. From adding users and numbers to drilling down where you can view details of individual data, calls, and texts to providing an immediate overview of usage month on month, we put you in control. Our people are here to help your business grow. Our relationship managers take the time to understand your business. And with our care team and our Alive stores, we are there to support your business needs. So let's work together, Bahamas. Let's grow together. Let us be part of your team. Let's do this.
Hello.
Did you get it?
Yes, baby. I got it.
Don't come home without it.
These arms of mine, they are yearning for wanting you.
Where is it?
Strongback is distributed by Jamaica Bahamas Import and is available at your favorite food or convenience store nationwide. For more information, call 341-4091 in Nassau and 351-8282 in Freeport.
Welcome back to Nation Building. I'm your host, Winston Pinnock. I'm here today with the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Mr. Bradley Roberts. Mr. Roberts, you were in mid-sentence talking about the Bahama situation. Continue.
Yes. So the project got off the ground, all right, and progressed to the stage where Mr. Ismailian, spokesman, and himself said it was 97% complete. And then all of a sudden, all hell break loose. Mr. Ismailian goes to the Prime Minister and asks for his intervention, saying that he got differences with the lender and the contractor. The Prime Minister holds a series of meetings with those persons concerned and concluded that he found a way forward. But like a thief in the night, Mr. Ismailian goes to the United States and he files for Chapter 11 protection over there. The government then says, wait a minute, this is the Bahamas, this ain't the United States. And our legal advisors have told us that the jurisdiction for this matter is the Bahamas. Mr. Ismailian was chased from the United States and the matter was held and heard here in the courts of the Bahamas. Those are the facts. Mr. Ismailian, although he posted that he got the money and what have you and so forth, never entered a bid when the matter was put up for bidding. And a company out of Hong Kong was the best bidder, and they're the ones who are purchasing Bahama. Those are the facts. But yet this Mr. Ismailian seemed not to be able to accept the realities. We are a country of laws. The judge sitting on the matter after representation from the construction company, from the lending company, and from the other sides, adjudicated on the matter and has approved the sale of the company.
What about those who say that it was egregious to have had documents sealed on the issue, that the government should never had agreed to or consented to or been a part of allowing the deal to be hidden from the Bahamian people?
Mr. Pinnock, the realities are that the judge, in his wisdom, is the one who take the decision on that matter. Representation was made by the lender. The main people who lent the money to Mr. Ismailian, they made application to the court. It was their money, it was their asset.
So as just for clarity for the public, did the PLP play a role in that decision? Did the PLP...
The PLP didn't play no role at all. It wasn't involved in it.
So did the PLP agree with
the government, you mean?
Yeah, the government, sorry. Did the government agree to allow to agree with the sealing of this document? Did it oppose it?
I don't know, but the driving factor was the request made by the lending company. And the reality is that it is not unusual for transactions like that, I'm told. Even if there's a divorce matter going on and you want that matter to be sealed so that not everybody knows your business, the judge in his wisdom can seal the matter, as happens all the time, involving a lot of our brothers and sisters.
Let's move on to another very, very interesting, if I could put it that way, issue, but very important, and that is an issue to do with VAT. Recently, at an FNM rally, the leader of the Free National Movement said the following, that the Prime Minister of the Bahamas must be delusional if he believes that the Bahamian people will accept his explanation, which he did in Parliament recently, almost an hour, of where VAT money has gone. And obviously this came out of a long period where there was lots and lots of criticism, and I saw the Prime Minister saw fit to explain what and presented something in Parliament, which he said was prepared by civil servant. What is your take, and what is the PLP's take on this whole issue of the Prime Minister's explanation? Is it sufficient for the people, you think?
Yes, sir. In my opinion, it is. And he went to great pains and to great extent to explain the situation. Let me use an example. If you have, let's say, 5 or 6 different elements that contribute to your national income. One is VAT, and we color that red. One is customs duty, we color that green. One is the others, and you color a different color. You then pour all that into a big bowl. After you get it all in there, They're all in one now. They all mix up together. You could tell what is where, what went where. The law of the country said all revenue must go into the treasury, including VAT. And the F&M, for their propaganda purpose, are attempting to suggest otherwise. I say to any F&M or any Bahamian who has any information that any money from VAT has gone where it should not have gone, to please don't let the door hit them. Go to the Commissioner of Police and report it.
Because we have limited time, I'd love to spend some more time on that VAT issue, but let's move along. There are many issues that the Bahamian people would want to hear from you on, and you play a very, very important role in your party. And so let's talk, for example, there have been other utterances from your, and I focus on the Free National Movement, they are your main contenders, and you yourself conceded that the race, according to you, is between the Progressive Liberal Party and not the Free National Movement. We were talking about Bahama and having you respond to some of the criticisms from the governing party, the chairman to be specific, and in some cases the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister have been very, very vocal and very critical of your party leader as being uninformed, out of touch with the realities of governing, and even going so far as to saying that he can't even control a small group of 8, and he wants to govern the country. Mr. Colley, what is it that you see in Dr. Hubert Minnis that makes the Prime Minister wrong on this?
Well, let's address the Prime Minister's comments first. This is a man who's been in politics, as he says, for over 40 years. This would be his second or third time as Prime Minister of the country. Second time. He's been representing Centerville and the environment for all those years. He's got a cabinet of more than 19 substantive ministers and a number of junior ministers.
And the F&M had a Gussie May cabinet as well, to be fair.
That's not where I'm going. I'm not going on the Gussie May cabinet. He's talking about controlling his remit, or my leader controlling his remit. Well, let the Prime Minister control his ministers in his government and stop having each one having a policy of their own. That's what a Prime Minister does. He controls his cabinet. Let him control his cabinet. Let him show us his record of accomplishment in Centerville as a member of Parliament. Word has it that the $100,000 for constituency development that he has over the last 5 years, 2 of those were returned to the Treasury, when the people in Centerville still have out houses.
But to be fair, those exist in many of the F&M controlled constituencies.
We are talking about a Prime Minister of the country who has access to $2 billion in an annual budget and $1.4 billion plus borrowings. We are talking about him having control of his cabinet, of the Treasury, of the government revenue, and being in Parliament for 40 years in one constituency. We're not talking about anybody else. And we're focusing on his record of accomplishment. If he wants to point the finger at Dr. Minnis, go ahead and point the finger. Dr. Minnis has never had 1 day in the Prime Minister's chair. Dr. Minnis has had 5 years in the chair of Minister of Health. And his record of accomplishment speaks for itself. Dr. Minnis is responsible for the satellite mini hospitals throughout the Bahamas. He's responsible for the new wing onto the Princess Margaret Hospital and the development in Freeport. In his remit in 5 years, he has a record that he can point to.
But Mr. Colley, in fairness, if you're going to tout Dr. Minnis's accomplishment, isn't it fair for the Progressive Liberal Party to talk about the issues that the F&M has had, or Dr. Minnis has had, in managing the members of Parliament that he's had that he got elected with. Isn't it fair to talk about the issues Dr. Minnis has had with, they raise issues about, which we won't go into here today, while he was Minister of Health. They raise issues about his many gaffes. They raise issues about some of the statements, you have to admit, not without merit. You may not agree with their analysis, but in fairness, notwithstanding what you claim the Prime Minister's record to be, many of the accusations have some merit, Mr. Colley.
The Prime Minister and his chairman, when they have the forum, they put their case. And they may put their case the way they see it. When I have the forum, I am not putting a case for the Prime Minister.
Okay, sir.
I am putting the case for the Free National Movement. Now, talking about the Free National Movement leader and the so-called dissident servant leaving in Parliament and breaking away. Well, that started first in the PLP. Craig Moss left. Renwick Wells left. Dr.
Andre
Rollins left. They started walking the floor. So before you sweep in front of my door, make sure you sweep in front of your door. So this bridge to the future that he was building in 2012 with all the young would-be leaders for the future crumbled 2 years in his administration. 2 years. Craig Moss was the first one. So don't tell me that Dr. Minnis can control the dissident 7 or the dissident 6 when you can control your bridge to the future.
It's a new day. This is our new day. And in the blue glow of the morning, there's still time to reach back into our dreams. To become dreamers in the daylight. And live our lives and hopes with open eyes. Yes! This is the day to do the things that will fill our lives with joy and with love. Dreamers in the daylight. Anything is possible. This is our new day. We are alive.
Who said you can't get great quality products at an affordable price? If you want the best quality food products at the most affordable prices, you must pick up the Jamaica Bahama brand of fine quality products at your favorite food store. Products like Jamaica Bahama Coconut Water, the most healthy and refreshing drink on the market. Jamaica Bahama Fruit Punch, the only fruit punch in the Bahamas made from real fruit. Jamaica Bahama Coconut Milk, green pigeon peas with coconut milk, condensed milk, kidney beans with coconut milk, corned beef, green pigeon peas, mackerel, and corn. Jamaica Bahama's fine line of products is available at all your favorite food stores and convenience stores nationwide. Telephone 351-8282 in Freeport and 341-4091 in Nassau.
I don't wanna win. No, I don't wanna win.
You bring passion, and we bring world-class infrastructure and innovation that's designed to help your business grow. You have determination. We've got your back with a super-fast LTE network, giving you access to whatever you need, when you need it. You offer superior service, we put you in control. With a dedicated care team to look after your business 24/7. Together, we have the advantage. Alive. Let's do this.
Hello, I'm Wendell Jones, and every time I sit down and I watch JCN television, I drink the Jamaica Bahama fruit juice. It's so pleasing to the palate.
I've been cooking Bahamian dishes for generations. I now use Jamaica Bahamas product. The rice is very fluffy, very tasty, and good eating. Jamaica Bahama product is simply the best.
As an insurance agent, my life is go, go, go. But whenever I need a refreshing break, it's Jamaica Bahamas Island Mixed Fruit Drink. Good.
Hi, I'm Debbie Bartlett from GEMS 105.9 FM. The effect that Island Junkanoo Juice medley has on me is exhilarating.
Alive knows what you do today will determine the success of your tomorrow. So we've invested in world-class infrastructure and innovation so every business in the Bahamas can grow. Like our online business account that lets you manage all your business mobiles simply and efficiently through one portal. From adding users and numbers to drilling down where you can view details of individual data, calls, and texts to providing an immediate overview of usage month on month, we put you in control. Our people are here to help your business grow. Our relationship managers take the time to understand your business. And with our care team and our Alive stores, we are there to support your business needs. So let's work together, Bahamas. Let's grow together. Let us be part of your team. Let's do this.
Hello.
Did you get it?
Yes, baby. I got it.
Don't come home without it.
These arms of mine, they are yearning for wanting you.
Where is it?
Strongback is distributed by Jamaica Bahamas Import and is available at your favorite food or convenience store nationwide. For more information, call 341-4091 in Nassau and 351-8282 in Freeport.
Andrew Holness has been touring the country delivering a message crafted around his party's slogan of moving Jamaicans from poverty to prosperity. Holness has survived some tough internal challenges to his right to continue as opposition leader. So now that he's secure in his post in the JLP, what plan does Holness have for the Jamaican people? And what are the elements of that vision that he'll sell to the electorate as he woos their support ahead of the next election? And are the JLP under his leadership up to the task of enhancing the quality of life of Jamaicans? For Nation Building, I am George Davis.
When we told them that had you accepted the reality with a bankable plan, which we presented, from a government that not just survived, but recovered to grow from the worst recession in 70 years that has hit the world economy. When oil prices were past 100, when our revenues from bauxite and tourism fell, we still managed to keep education growing, to keep the economy afloat, no banks failed, crime reduced, and when we came out of the recession, we grew. This government, for 4 years, with oil prices at 30, no global recessions, very friendly markets, has not produced a blip on the growth radar.
On that,
and a lot of people are now emotionally hurt and ashamed and embarrassed. And their retort is, well, the whole of them are the same. We are not the same. We leveled with you. I sought to be different and told the Jamaican people what the truth was and said to them, in a short time, let's do these things, not stretch it out. Where I go into my constituency today and have to deal with a mother crying because she cannot afford the school fee And she's not going out there to create a problem and to demonstrate and block the roads, because the government has created this picture that if you don't pay your school fee, you should be ashamed of yourself. But they are hurting. 4 years ago, that wasn't the case, because we put in place something called the free tuition policy. And the government attacked it, the present government, then opposition attacked it. But you know what? No schools closed.
On that passionate note, we're going to take a break. As you can see, Mr. Holness is a passionate man about the things he believes in. This is Nation Building, and we'll be right back after this break.